Kurt, you're healing, and all of a sudden, you're able to return after months of inactivity. But you make headlines in September of that year, and I'm going to read this. It says, its future uncertain, TNA's biggest remaining mainstream star, Kurt Angle, has been the subject of a lot of talk in recent days. Angle, 46, said on September 8th during an appearance on Mark Madden's Pittsburgh radio talk show that he would not be signing a new deal with TNA when his contract expires in January. So, Kurt, were you seriously thinking about retiring, or did you just know TNA was over and done with?
I knew TNA. I wouldn't say it was because TNA was over and done with. I would say that I felt like it was my time to get out because I didn't want them coming back and offering me, hey, we can't give you $1 million, we'll give you 500. And I didn't want to have to deal with that. So, and I also wanted to return to WWE just because of the fans. I wanted to show my appreciation for them being a hardcore fans while I was in WWE and when I crossed over to TNA. And then I wanted to come back to WWE to finish my career. That was my goal, and that's what I did.
Kurt, at this time, was it a little difficult walking out of TNA after all these years with the company?
I loved TNA. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved going down to Universal Studios and doing 2 shows in one day and not having to work for 2 weeks. I loved doing the house shows at the baseball fields. I loved the pay. I loved all the workers, the wrestlers in the business. There was nothing in the business that would keep me from staying there, except that I knew that TNA was almost at the end of the rope as far as financially. So I had to do something.
You said you wanted to go back to WWE. You reached out to them, but you were told there was no interest in you at this time. Is that correct?
Yes. I spoke to Triple H. Triple H said he would talk to Vince McMahon. And the 2 things that Vince McMahon said was bad reputation. And I knew right then and there that I had to earn my way back, that I would have to stay out of trouble and stay clean. I mean, I had 4 DUIs. I was addicted to the alcohol and the painkillers and all that stuff. And I knew that I'd have to prove myself to get back there. But I knew I'd be able to get there eventually. So what I decided to do is retire from TNA. And I took a year off and I did some independent matches during that year. And then WWE ended up calling me eventually. So I knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time.
Kurt, did you, when you got that news from Triple H, did the thought ever cross your mind, maybe I pick up the phone and call Dixie back?
No, because I knew I was done with the TNA.
Okay.
I knew that WWE eventually would call me back. I knew it because they always do. You talk about any superstar that's ever left the WWE, even on bad terms, they've always come back. I just knew that I had to prove myself, that I could stay clean and stay out of trouble for a good year or so, and they would bring me back, and that's what happened.
So for you, when you left TNA, those days were in your rearview mirror, and it was time to move on in your mind.
I started doing independent shows for a year, and then I ended up signing with WWE the following year.
There you go.